Welcome back to Tales from the 305, where we unearth the stories that give Miami its soul. I'm your host, Jay Marcus, and today we're shining a spotlight on Overtown, a neighborhood that was once the heartbeat of black culture in Miami, a place that earned the nickname the Harlem of the South. So buckle up because this is a ride you don't want to miss. Overtown's roots go all the way back to 1896, when Miami was officially incorporated. Back then, black workers, many of them Bahamian immigrants, were essential to laying the tracks for Flagler's Railroad. Segregation forced them to settle on the proverbial other side of the tracks, giving birth to a community initially known as Colored Town. But what started as an imposed separation quickly blossomed into a self-reliant neighborhood. By the 1920s, Overtown had black-owned businesses, doctors, lawyers, and even a few newspapers. It was a place where the black community thrived despite the odds stacked against them. Step onto Northwest 2nd Avenue in the 1930s, and you'd find yourself in the middle of Miami's Little Broadway. Neon lights, live jazz, and the infectious beat of swing music filled the air. At the heart of it all was the Lyric Theater, built in 1913 by Geeter Walker, one of Overtown's first black millionaires. The Lyric was more than a theater, though. It was a community hub. It hosted everything from vaudeville shows to political rallies. But its real claim to fame was its role as a stage for some of the greatest black entertainers of the 20th century. Legends like Billie Holiday, Count Basie, Josephine Baker, Nat King Cole, Aretha Franklin, B.B. King, and Sam Cooke all graced the Lyric stage at different points in their careers. Imagine the scene: neon signs glowing, lines of well-dressed men and women stretching around the block, the scent of fried fish wafting from nearby restaurants, and inside, the air electric with anticipation as Billie Holiday's voice soared over the crowd.
Short jumping and the cotton is high.
Overtown's clubs also hosted the likes of Louis Armstrong, Cab Calloway, and even a young Muhammad Ali, when he was still Cassius Clay, training at the 5th Street Gym nearby. These artists and athletes would often perform or unwind in Overtown because segregation laws kept them from staying in the hotels on Miami Beach. In Overtown, they found not only lodging, but an appreciative, welcoming audience. Overtown was home to some truly unforgettable characters. Take Captain Daddy Solomon, the beloved founder of the Miami Times, the oldest black-owned newspaper in the Southeast. He documented Overtown's struggles and triumphs, ensuring his stories lived on. Then there was Dr. William B. Sawyer, Miami's first black doctor. He didn't just treat patients. He opened a Christian hospital and ran the Mary Elizabeth Hotel, where black travelers, barred from Miami Beach hotels, could find a bed and a warm welcome. And let's not forget Geeter Walker himself, whose success with the Lyric Theater proved that even in Jim Crow Miami, black entrepreneurs could carve out spaces for culture and joy. But Overtown's story wasn't all jazz and glitter. In the 1950s and 60s, the construction of I-95 and other expressways carved through the heart of the community, wiping out homes, businesses, and history in the name of progress. Imagine standing on your porch one morning and learning that bulldozers were coming for your street. That's exactly what happened to thousands of residents, some of them second or third generation Overtown families. The population plummeted from 50,000 to about 10,000 almost overnight. The damage wasn't just physical, it ripped apart the social fabric that held the community together. Poverty and crime increased, and that once vibrant neighborhood fell into decline. But Overtown's spirit refused to die. From the ashes, a community-driven movement rose to reclaim its identity. The Black Archives History and Research Foundation, founded by Dr. Dorothy Fields, rescued the Lyric Theater from decay, turning it into a beacon of history and arts once again. Today, the Lyric stands not just as a theater, but as a monument to Overtown's cultural resilience. When you walk through its doors, you're not just stepping into a building, you're stepping into history, where the echoes of Billie Holiday and Count Basie still reverberate through the air. The Black Police Precinct and Courthouse Museum tells the story of the first black officers in Miami who patrolled the streets of Overtown at a time when their uniforms couldn't protect them beyond the neighborhood borders. And if you want to feel Overtown's heart still beating, head to the Roots in the City Community Garden, where green shoots push through the soil just like hope keeps pushing through Overtown's history. Overtown is more than just a neighborhood. It's a living story of survival, culture, and resilience. From Daddy Solomon's typewriter to Billie Holiday's microphone, from the roar of the Lyric Theater to the hum of community gardens, Overtown's spirit refuses to be silenced. So next time you're in Miami, don't just drive through Overtown. Walk its streets, talk to its people, and let the echoes of the Harlem of the South remind you that history lives right here in the 305. I'm Jay Marquez, and thanks for joining me on Tales from the 305. Stay tuned because these streets have stories yet to be told. Until next time, keep it real, Miami.